Good finally Friday evening, everyone, and happy Hanukkah. Tonight is the final night of the Jewish holiday, celebrating the rededication of the Second Holy Temple in Jerusalem and encouraging the introduction of light and education into communities. The celebration has an especially important tie to Billings, after an ethnically motivated crime in 1993 kick-started a movement for the Magic City community to come together for peace and inspired people across the world to do the same. The community stand against hate came after several varied hate crimes across the city at the time, but most notable and arguably famous was when a Jewish child's window was destroyed, partly due to the family displaying a menorah during Hanukkah. Thank you for joining us, everyone. I'm Ren Wadsworth in for John Martin tonight. We want to take some time to talk about this historical moment in Billings history, popularly known as Not in Our Town, that has inspired many to take a stand against discrimination, even 30 years later. Tonight, the Montana Jewish Project tells us their story and how they're aiming to continue the fight against hate through education.
The winter of '93 in Billings, Montana, and actions taken during this time has now become a worldwide inspirational tale. This tale, as tales often do, led to the creation of new stories. Several documentaries were made, and a national movement was formed. But the Montana Jewish Project in Helena argues that the most powerful thing to come from this tale is the story itself and what it can teach us.
Those of us who've lived in Montana for any amount of time, we're aware that anti-Semitism and hate crimes have been growing. We're very fortunate to have a volunteer who writes curriculum. And we really wanted to reach out and think about how is it that we can make a difference to try to improve the lives of kids, all kids, in classrooms at a younger age. And so the idea behind it was certainly not any kind of religious instruction, and certainly not even just focusing on Hanukkah, but really this idea of how is it that we can come together and respect each other no matter what our differences are.
For the second year, the Montana Jewish Project is dispersing what they call curriculum packs to classrooms across Montana. The packs include the story of the Christmas menorahs, as well as a classroom menorah, candles, a dreidel, and gilt, so students can learn more about the Jewish culture in the classroom story. These packs are given to classrooms and schools who ask for them. Stanfeld notes that most of the orders come from smaller towns in Montana or schools on or bordering reservations. She says this exemplifies how these issues transcend one or two groups and believes that it is through education and outreach that we can make a better state.
Well, there is still plenty more to go over tonight, but before we get too far ahead of ourselves, we'll turn things over to meteorologist Mark Haka for our first look at the forecast.